Yeah.
How tough has it been to be away from your family? I'm sure that wasn't the plan when you signed with 롯데자이언츠. My guess is that they were supposed to join you at some point in the season.
Yeah, it is. When I was coming over here, like my family was supposed to be here. But just because COVID's affected more than just baseball, it's affected the world, right? It's on so many different levels. For us personally, yes, it's affected my family being here with me. It's affected them not being able to come visit. They could come do the 2-week quarantine, all this kind of stuff, but without getting into the details too much, my wife is she's a higher risk individual, so we're not willing to chance that, essentially, is what it comes down to. It's not worth her getting sick, or our son, who was sick a lot in the first couple years of life, constant ear infections, he's a baby, his immune system's down, so we're just not willing to take that risk. So my wife is she's working at home, she's a nurse, so she's staying busy. Our son is staying home, but yeah, we thought they would be here. They haven't been here. Life's all about adjustments, and this is just an adjustment that we've had to make on the fly.
Before, I'm sure coming over here was not an easy decision. I'm not saying that it's a bad decision, but just the fact that coming over to Asia, did you speak to, what kind of homework did you do about Korea and KBO?
Yeah, my decision to come here was a very long process. It started kind of midsummer last year when I got DFA'd and sent down in Baltimore. I just started really thinking okay, what can I do to get an offer in Asia, let alone an offer in America? What can I do to get offers elsewhere as well? And the answer is just throw the ball extremely well. They don't just, it's not like, the guys that come over here, a lot of people don't realize this. I think that it's not like you just get guys that are, washed up or not ready, to be in the big league. That's not the case anymore. Maybe it was in the past, but that's not the case anymore. It's very competitive to come over here. A lot of guys want to and don't even get the opportunity. So I was trying to figure out, how can I come over here? And I started talking to some guys, talked to Lindblom, talked to Seth Frankoff, messaged some other guys, talked to people that were considering coming over here that had offers at the same time I had offers, talked to just different people about, why decisions, why they decided not to come here. Just talked to some guys, about their experience. Try to talk to a guy that had a bad time over here, that didn't pitch well over here, and talk to people that pitched well. So they, it's really just trying to get a full picture of it, because a lot of times it's baseball players. So someone threw the ball really well, they're gonna say they had a great experience. But sometimes people just can also be really honest with themselves and be like, hey, I didn't throw the ball very well, but you know what? That wasn't because of the environment I was in. It was a great environment to be in. I just didn't succeed. And so I heard a lot of good things about it. I heard some of the bad things about it, and that it's all important stuff to know when you go into any situation, what you're walking into. And ultimately for me, what it came down to was a lot of people I talked to felt that by coming to overseas, to either Japan or here to Korea, that you were saying goodbye to a major league career. And I never saw it that way. I never did. I saw it as go play extremely high level baseball and go get better, because I was kind of trending the wrong way, and it wasn't for lack of effort. But this is the first year I've been, I could say, 100% healthy in a while, and I think that's really showing up on the baseball field.
All right. So now that you're here, were there any surprises? Are you happy that you made? Do you feel that you made the right decision?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when I signed here, COVID wasn't a thing. But just the fact that I'm able to come over here and be getting tons of innings in, challenging myself on the mound each time out and getting better as a pitcher, and plus just culturally, just learning new stuff, being in a new place. I doubt if it wasn't for baseball, I ever would have found myself in Korea, and let alone for this period of time where I actually get to be a part of things. It's different to travel somewhere and go see something versus being here for work, being here for 10 months or 8 months or whatever it is, in the grand scheme of things. You actually get a chance to develop relationships and have a local favorite spot, and we're living here, and it's been awesome just to have that life experience. Again, I wish it was with my family. I truly miss them, but having that experience is just added on to the list of things that this great game of baseball has been able to give me in this life.
I think you guys are playing really pretty good ball right now, kind of hovering over near 500. It's not as bad as it looks in the stand. What can you tell us about the 롯데자이언츠? What kind of season do you think you guys would have in the second half?
Yeah, right now we're just having a little bit of trouble winning the one-run ball game. I'll bet we lead the league in getting walked off. it's just kind of one of those things where we've been right there in so many ball games. And talking to some of the teammates, it seems like last year, like they weren't in that many ball games. Like they were losing by a lot, or they weren't close. But we're like right there, and I think that we just had, if you're allowed to say luck and baseball in the same sentence, I feel like we just kind of had like an unlucky period where there's at least a handful, if not more, ball games that really could have swung either way. No pun intended with swing there, but they like really something so small changed it for us. Where you take 5 of those wins or 5 of those losses and add them into wins, that changes your record dramatically, and we're right in the middle, like we're in the playoffs at this point. But the beauty of baseball is that there's only one day of the year, that it matters where you stand in the standing, and we're not there yet. We're nowhere near that day, so we have a lot of work to do, but so does everybody else. And so I think that we got the right group of guys. If we can just stay consistent, that we can find ourselves in the playoffs. And that's all that matters, right? If you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. You don't have to be a 1 seed, a 2 seed to win the whole thing. You just have to be in the playoffs. And so I think that if we can stay consistent and stay healthy, I think that'll be a big jump for us, a big boost for us, because our guys, especially our veterans, like they've been playing this game a long time over here, and they have a great understanding of what the long season is all about. And I think that without having an all-star break this year, without having any sort of break this year, it's just going to be about who can stay healthy throughout the whole season, because there is no chance to really kind of stop and catch your breath.
Your manager, Moonway Hall, first year managing in KBO, we don't know that much about it because of COVID. We don't really get time to spend time with him. What have you seen so far? He seems like a very quiet guy. What kind of leader is he for the couple of months that you've been with him so far?
He's just calm. I feel like that's a big thing when you when someone in the corner, the manager, when they're in the corner and they panic, the whole team panics. But anything that happens and they stay calm, the team stays calm. And so I think that's kind of the presence that he has right there. It's just, sometimes you can't tell, like, you're like, is he happy, sad, is he mad, what's going on over there? Like, they're just, it's that sunglasses on in the corner, no emotions coming from him type of feel. And I think that's good because, like I said, like, if you can sense that the manager's calm, I feel like that nobody starts to hit the panic button. So you just got to keep going out. But I don't think he's gonna change. I think he's gonna stay calm the whole time. I don't think much is gonna fluster that guy.
All right, Dan. I can't take you too long, but one last question. Let me tell you this: 롯데자이언츠 fans are really passionate, and I really mean it. In Sajik Stadium, when it gets filled, packed up. I mean, I've been to World Series games at Yankee Stadium, but let me tell you, it's a crazy place, it's a fun place. What can you say to all the 롯데자이언츠 fans that are excited about the season going forward? Any message for them?
I just want everyone to stay safe. That way we can hopefully get the approval to have you guys at the games. We want you there. I know you guys want to be there, but it can only happen if all of us kind of do our part in keeping COVID away. And I know it's easy to say, but it's harder to do. But just if everyone can find a way to do their part, then we can get fans back in the game. And we want you there so bad because it's quiet, and the baseball games aren't meant to be quiet. I saw the videos of what Sajik was supposed to be like, and I've just seen empty Sajik so far. So I selfishly really, really, really want fans. So I'm just hoping that day comes soon.
All right, Dan, thank you so much for your time. First season in KBO, you're off to a pretty good start. First impressions so far, how it's been with 롯데자이언츠?
It's been very quiet. I thought I was coming over to a very fan-friendly environment, and that's been the biggest surprise so far. But baseball-wise, it's been awesome. I knew I was gonna have to learn what Korean hitters were all about, if that makes sense. Like learning like who's trying to take you deep, who's trying to hit singles, who would rather ground out to second base than swing and miss at a pitch. Like all these things are like really important to figuring out how to pitch at any level, but especially at a high level in a place that is full of small ballparks and free swingers.
Well, I'm looking at your record. You pitch really, really well, but you're not getting the wins. Are you a little bit frustrated about that?
You're talking to a guy that's 3 wins and a last 3 starts, so I don't know what you're referring to. But more importantly, this was instilled in me from my first day in the major leagues. You could go out and have a really bad game, and you'd walk in, and Kurt Young, if the team won, Kurt Young would give you a high five and say, "Congrats, man, you started a winner." That's what it's all about, is the team winning. So like I personally think that the pitcher win stat is not the most relevant thing. Like, no one looks at that to judge a pitcher's ability. They just don't. It's maybe for fans, maybe it's like, yes, you have to give somebody, but it's also like, you know, a quarterback win stat. Like, yes, they're the ones throwing the football, but at the end of the day, like, it's a lot more than just the pitcher out there. So that's it's more like, you know, the frustration is more of like, why aren't we winning all the games? You know what I mean? Like, that's what you want to see. It's like little things here, little things there. But I personally have not been frustrated that I personally was not getting wins. A lot of it too is the team was still winning the day I was pitching. We were just winning later in the game.
I had to ask you that question because a lot of the 롯데자이언츠 fans were really frustrated because you were pitching well and you weren't getting the W. And there's ongoing conversations, message boards, and the social media. You know, oh, it's Dan Straley's day, and they're not scoring any runs for him. You know, there were a lot of talk about that. Who are some of your closest teammates? I'm sure. I mean, we still have plenty of baseball left. Have you gotten to know a lot of your teammates?
I mean, as much as possible, we try really hard to make an effort. Like, these guys have been so welcoming to us. I feel like it's our job as foreigners to like get to know them as well, right? Like, it's all this information like about each other. Like, you can't really read it because I don't read Korean. Many of them don't read English, but we, you know, just like sitting in the dugout, have a lot of opportunities to talk to teammates, especially some of the other starting pitchers. Talked to Sojun Won quite a bit about just life, about, you know, kind of his 20 years old, and he's up at the same, you know, he's in the big leagues. It's always just like I've talked to him quite a bit. Talked to my catcher through translators obviously quite a bit whenever we're not working together. You know, some of the days when he's not catching the other guys. But more than anything else, I think just trying to have like good chemistry and have a lot of fun with like Lee Dae-ho and Jun Jun Woo and like some of these other guys that like that I try to like kind of joke around with and have some fun like that, because I recognized pretty quickly once I got here that age is obviously the most important things in terms of like the hierarchy. And where I come from, like when you're on the baseball field, like you're just all having fun together. So I try to like bring a little bit of that, and obviously with keeping respect to the way things work here, because as I've said since day one, like I joined the KBO did not join me.
I'm sure you had a lot of scouting reports and you've seen a lot of videos before the season started, but now that you've actually kind of gone around the league a little bit, what have you noticed so far?
Yeah, no, I've faced every team so far, which I think I did that in 11 starts, which is pretty tough to do when there's only 10 teams. So that was, I think that was really good for me, a chance to see every hitter in the league essentially one time through, and then it's all about that second and third time, who can make the adjustment, who can't. Like, that's really what it comes down to in terms of having good numbers throughout the course of a baseball season. The league is, like I said, like I feel like it'd be a little bit different if there was fans, maybe some adrenaline, maybe a little more, the bigger moments would seem a little bigger. I knew, obviously coming in, I knew the hitters were going to be very good. I just didn't realize what that meant. I didn't realize that like the ability for these guys to put balls in play is way greater than like I ever expected. And I'm not saying like I expect them to miss all the time. I just didn't realize that like you could bounce the ball 5 feet in front of home plate and they would find a way to put a bat on it.
Okay.
I've had guys literally jump back and foul off a pitch that was inside. Things that like I've just never seen in my 11-year career, that I'm just like, I find myself at least once a game like thinking like, wow, like how did he do that on the mound? Like I'm like, how did that guy make contact on that pitch? Like at least once a game I'm saying that to myself on the mound, and it's usually a foul ball, but I'm still just like, how did he even touch that? And that's been that's the kind of stuff that doesn't show up on scouting reports, doesn't show up on videos. Like those don't make highlight reels, but it's been entertaining as a baseball player, someone that sees the game a little differently than a fan, where you see some of these things and you're just like, how did that guy do that? How was he able to do that? And like I said, we're probably at least once a day saying that to ourselves in the dugout, and at least once a day when I'm on the mound, we're saying that.